Wasn't quite ready for that. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today on our Thursday edition of Virginia This Morning. Now, if you haven't heard, Virginia This Morning is the show to watch. We are the area's only live local talk and entertainment show, and we're glad to be part of this one-of-a-kind event. Now, I'm happy to be here with our good friend, Amy Lacey.
Hey, everybody. It's so nice to see you. So nice to see you, Mr. B. I think a lot of the times you are the entertainment that we are bringing each weekday morning. We have a lot of fun together.
Yeah, fun.
You're a funny guy.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
It's just about time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the hour of programming that we have ahead. We are over the Wednesday hump day, and now we get closer to another weekend in December.
Yeah, and it feels like it out there. Again, you know, we had last week where we about froze our toes off.
Yep.
And then a little break over the weekend, and it kind of warmed up a little bit. And then we, you know, kind of starting to feel like, oh, this normal Richmond winter. Hang on. It's back.
It's back
yeah,
because, you know,
it's
hard to know how to get ready in the morning because you sort of, well, we talk with Tom all the time.
Yep.
But you don't really know what to expect because it can be 60s one day, 20s the next. So.
Well, and it's not like we have an inside track here. I mean, Tom talks to everybody.
Yes, he does talk to everybody, but, you know, we talk to him even a little more often than everybody else.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think winter's back upon us, so we're getting a little closer to the holidays.
December. Yeah.
It is time for that.
Okay. All right, folks, when you add a splash of tequila to a dish, who wrote that? What is that starting off like? Oh, that was for me. Oh, okay. All right. When you add a splash of tequila to a dish, it takes it to a whole different level. Our good friend and caterer and chef, Andre Smith, is going to showcase his tequila lime shrimp taco bowls. Who knew shrimp even bowled? That's still to come up on our live show.
That is going to be a great dish. Well, set on a Greek island paradise where the sun always shines, Mamma Mia is the ultimate feel-good show. Broadway and Richmond brought this award-winning musical to our River City, and two of the stars of the show are here in studio. We will talk with Amy Weaver, who plays Sophie, and Grant Reynolds, who portrays Sky. That's still to come in our live show. Looking forward to that conversation.
Ooh, boy, I can't wait for that. All right, the holiday season is in full swing, and it's great to spend some quality time with loved ones, but we still need to remember that COVID is in our midst. Dr. Ashok Verma is here, and she's going to share some informative tips that we can all use. That conversation's coming up in less than 10 minutes.
It's important because as we're hugging everyone when we see them for the first time in a while, you just never know. We're going to take a quick break, and we hope to see you in about 60 seconds. Be well. We'll see you on the other side of the break. To you. It is just after 9 o'clock, and that means it's time for the official launch of Virginia This Morning. We know you have a choice of programming this time of day, so we are thankful that you tune in to watch our show that is full of infotainment. Good morning, everybody. I'm Amy Lacey.
Good morning to Amy, and good morning to all of you in Central Virginia. Big shout out to those of you who watch us from home, work, or working at home, whatever it is, or at wtvr.com. We appreciate the privilege of your time.
It is going to be a great weekend coming up. I'm so excited because I'm going to be a celebrity Santa at the JP Jumpers Foundation.
Oh.
Their event, they're having a talent show, and then I get to, you know, kind of hand out some gifts to some folks. So it's going to be a really, really good time.
The JP Jump, that's...
It is not jump ropes.
Rope, no.
No, JP Jumpers is a foundation that offers support to folks with intellectual disabilities and other disabilities, and it's just a wonderful organization, and I'm really, really excited to put on my Santa hat and get out there this weekend and help out. Yeah.
I just look at you and I say, I bet she was a jump rope expert when you were a kid.
Well, when I was a kid, Double Dutch and me, I was pretty good.
See?
So just watch it.
I can see that.
But now that I'm an adult, oh my gosh, jump roping hurts after you do it for a while. So that is not my favorite workout, but I do it.
JP Jumpers is a really special organization.
It is
and you get to be Santa for that.
I get to be it.
Wow.
With a lot of other folks in the community.
Very cool.
Now's a great time to do a recap for those of you who are just tuning in this morning.
Broadway in Richmond brought the award-winning musical Mamma Mia to Richmond, and you have a chance to enjoy the classic production for a limited time at the Altria Theater. Amy Weaver and Grant Reynolds are two of the stars, and we'll connect with them, and we're going to have a fun conversation about this fun show.
Chef and caterer Andre Smith is here. He's going to share a kitchen hack, which I think most cooks will appreciate. It's a technique to prevent tearing up while cutting an onion. I needed that on Sunday when I was making soup. My goodness, I was tearing up. He will then reset and put together some tasty tequila lime shrimp tacos. That's a great lunch option. I called it a lumption.
Well, it is
lunch
a lumption.
option.
Yeah.
That is still ahead.
If you eat enough of it, you'll be a lumption.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more to come, so please stay tuned.
Now we switch gears to a Health Team 6 topic. A cancer diagnosis can impact the entire family. One Richmond pastor has written a book to share his late wife's journey with breast cancer through the eyes of her caregiver, which was him.
CBS 6 anchor Reba Hollingsworth shares his story in this month's Buddy Check 6 report.
She was brilliant, she was beautiful, she was caring.
It doesn't take much for Dr. Anthony Chandler to describe the love of his life.
But above all things, she was a phenomenal mother.
Talisha, the mother of 3 and grandmother, passed away after a courageous battle with breast cancer more than 2 years ago.
I took the time after she passed just to kind of continue to grieve. And then I finally had a moment that said, I want to get it done.
In his new book, How Cancer Cured Our Covenant, Dr. Chandler, the pastor of Cedar Street Baptist Church, details Talisha's 7-year cancer journey through the eyes of the caregiver.
There's nothing easy about being a caregiver.
In the book, Dr. Chandler keeps it real.
A lady spoke to me after service, and she said, "Pastor, I love the book, but I thought you may have said too much." And I said, well, it's out there now.
Dr. Chandler is candid about the couple growing apart before Talisha's diagnosis. Then their lives changed. He writes, "The thought of living without her made me remember why I loved her. God used a chronic illness to save our marriage."
And I wasn't angry at God, but I was angry at cancer for how it beat her up.
In this 2016 interview,
Just feeling a little depressed, feeling like, God was picking on me.
Talisha talked about her stage 4 breast cancer. It later metastasized to her brain. Dr. Chandler writes, "I live with the fear of her one day dying every day."
She was in a lot of pain.
In 2022, in spite of her excruciating pain, Talisha wanted to do what she loved, going on a cruise.
In my heart, I knew that she should not have gone on that cruise. I knew she should not have. But she was so determined to go. And I remember praying, God, whatever you're going to do, just don't do it on this ship. Get us off this ship.
4 days after the family cruise, Talisha passed away.
My dream girl, my wife, the mother of my children, my high school sweetheart is now transitioned. It was a hard moment.
To help get through, Dr. Chandler is surrounded by a village, his family, church family, and friends. Friends like Bill, who he met at a restaurant and who was going through the same situation.
Bill understood. Every emotion, every fear.
Dr. Chandler says caregivers need to keep showing up, pushing through, and seeking help.
Had it not been for my therapist, I don't think I would have been as capable as I was to care for her.
Pastor Chandler says this time of year is tough because Talisha loved Christmas. Caring for a loved one or grieving is a hard process for caregivers. Massey and VCU Health offer support groups. You can find that information on our website with this story. For Buddy Check 6, I'm Reba Hollingsworth.
Welcome back to our live show. Whether you're traveling this holiday season or staying close to home with family and friends, it's important to remember that COVID is still around. Local Dr. Anshu Verma is here to talk about this very timely topic. Welcome to Virginia this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for bringing in this really important health alert, because as we are having those parties, as we are meeting up with folks that maybe we haven't seen for a while, or traveling, going through airports, COVID is still an issue.
It very much is, yes.
So tell us why is that? Is it all the hugging and the shaking hands and everything that maybe we got out of practice a couple of years ago, and now, you know, we're doing it again and not even thinking about it?
Yeah, well, COVID cases in Virginia and around the country actually peaked in about mid-September and had been steadily declining since then. However, we've seen a little uptick since the Thanksgiving holidays because of exactly what you mentioned. People are gathering, they're getting close to one another in crowded places, traveling through airports, and all of that you know, makes COVID spread faster and more.
Is the test still the best way to know it's COVID versus maybe a cold or flu or something else that's also going around this time of year?
Yes, there is a lot going around right now. The best way to determine whether it's COVID is to do the over-the-counter test. It can take a few days for that test to turn positive, so I recommend once you have symptoms, do a test. If it's negative, wait a couple days and then do a second test.
What kinds of symptoms are you seeing in your practice right now? Because I know COVID can vary. It can be anything from fever to, you know, just maybe not even anything, because I'd been asymptomatic before with a positive COVID case a couple of years ago. What symptoms are you seeing now?
So the normal symptoms with COVID tend to be fatigue, muscle aches. Some people have fevers, some don't. Nasal congestion, cough is a big one. And then with the newer variants of COVID, we're actually seeing quite a bit of GI symptoms as well. So that's something to watch out for.
So remind us again of what we need to be doing to kind of keep COVID and everything else at bay, because the holiday season is not the time to get sick. We don't want that.
No one wants to have to cancel their holiday plans due to illness. The big things are just to go back to the basics. So hand washing, making sure that we're washing our hands for an appropriate length of time, not just a quick rinse with a little bit of soap. Wiping down heavily used surfaces like countertops, chairs, doorknobs. And masking is a great way to prevent the spread of infection.
Especially too when we are having these gatherings that are maybe multi-generational. There are some folks in our families and some of our close friends who may be immunocompromised. So it's important to get back into that just to make sure that everyone stays safe.
Exactly. And the other big thing that we can be doing to prevent the spread of infection and to decrease our risk of getting sick from COVID and flu is to make sure that we're up to date on our vaccinations. The CDC does recommend that anyone over the age of 65 does get the annual COVID vaccine, and everyone should be getting the annual flu vaccine as well.
This time of year, in addition, it's on the sort of the flip side of all of the social gatherings, but to stay healthier, some of those folks who maybe are immunocompromised might kind of just step away a little bit, and there can be some loneliness that goes with these colder months and sort of that seasonal depression that comes into play. How can we check on our loved ones and make sure that they're doing okay during that part?
That's a great question. At Oak Street, you know, we care for Medicare patients, and a lot of our patients do get nervous around the winter months about being in social spaces, in crowded spaces, because they are afraid of becoming ill. Using technology to check in on loved ones is a great way. You can call them, do a video chat, and I would encourage people who are immunocompromised or worried about getting sick to still go out into the community, make sure you're up to date on vaccinations, do the precautions, mask if you need to, but don't self-isolate because you're worried about getting sick.
Absolutely, because that social connection is so important.
It is.
And I think that's what makes this time of year so special, because we have many more things going on.
We do.
The good, the bad, and the ugly of it sometimes, because there is so much going on, but it really is a great time to make those connections.
It is, very much so.
So in addition to COVID, we had talked about there's quite a bit going around. What are some other things that are out there, and that there maybe are some vaccines available that folks can protect themselves with?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we are coming up into flu season. Nationally and in Virginia, flu levels are still fairly low, but steadily rising, and we continue to expect them to rise throughout the holiday season. So getting that annual flu shot is very important. For people who are immunocompromised or over the age of 65, making sure you're up to date on your pneumonia vaccine is also very important.
And just again, like you had said, let's get back into the practice. Hand washing, hand sanitizer, a mask maybe if you're on an airplane or something like that. Just some of these preventative measures that can keep not just yourself but those around you a little bit healthier.
Exactly. If you are feeling sick, if you have a fever, runny nose, sore throat, make sure you're wearing a mask around your loved ones so you're not spreading illness as well.
Some important information. Thank you so much for coming in today. Great conversation and just another reminder for all of us as we navigate these next few weeks that are so busy for so many.
They are. Thank you so much.
For more information on this topic, we will post a link on our show website by early this afternoon. That is virginiathismorning.com. Mr. B, I'll send it over to you.
Thank you. Great information. And we have a coworker who's not here today because she's out with COVID. So obviously, very good top of mind stuff to keep in mind. Folks, we met this next guest last year when she made a stop here in Richmond while on tour. This award-winning saxophonist has performed all over the world. We want to share this pre-recorded song by Paula Atherton with you. All right, once again, that's award-winning saxophonist Paula Atherton. Folks, you have a chance to see Paula live on stage this Saturday, December 14th for a jazzy Christmas show at Attucks Theater, 1010 Church Street in Norfolk, Virginia. The concert is from 8 till 10 p.m. If you'd like some more information, we'll post a link on our show website by early this afternoon, virginiathismorning.com. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Mamma Mia is the smash hit musical based on the songs of ABBA.
Broadway in Richmond brings the hottest productions to the Altria Theater, including this one. This morning we are joined by two stars from the show, Amy Weaver, who plays Sophie, along with Grant Reynolds, who is Sky in the musical. Good morning. Thank you for coming in today, and welcome to Richmond.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Oh my goodness. ABBA, the music is so wonderful, and Mamma Mia is just such a fun show to do.
Yes.
I think that you would absolutely love it.
It's hard not to have a good time every single night, like we were talking about a little earlier. It's a concert, you know, embedded in our show. So it's a guaranteed good time every night for us.
It's pretty hard not to leave the theater with a smile.
Yeah, definitely.
Or exhausted.
Well, that too,
Yeah,
yes.
that too. So I want to ask each one of you, obviously for folks who don't have the talent that you do have, so you sing, you dance, you act, you have to interact with the audience and each other. Does all of that come naturally to you? I'll start with her, ladies first. Are you a better singer than dancer, better dancer than singer, better actress? How does that fall into place, or is it all pretty much the same?
I think we all have things that we're, you know, always working on and different strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been singing since before I could talk.
Yeah. So singing's first.
Yeah, it's always just been so fun, something that I've loved, and it really wasn't ever a question of what I'm gonna pursue. And you know, my parents supported me in that, and I went on to pursue it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, honestly the same. I think I grew up singing as a little kid, and then once I gained balance, I think I learned rhythm and motion, and then dancing kind of like took over in that realm. But yeah, it was probably singing for me. I've always been yapping and singing a tune, so that was probably first.
Fantastic.
So you're in Mamma Mia now. For folks who are not familiar with the
Both of you,
storyline,
the
so
two
to
people
speak.
that haven't heard it.
Yeah, well, what is the story about?
The story is it's about love. It's about family relationships. For Sophie, it's a journey of self-discovery. It's very joyful.
Yeah.
It's about you know, an unconventional family, a mother-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
and the three dads. There's
right.
that.
There's a lot of flying elements going on. You know, it can seem chaotic on the surface, I think. You know, Sophie's trying to find her father and, you know, get a sense of identity for herself as her wedding approaches, our wedding approaches. Mm-hmm. But I think at the core of that, you know, we do have the family dynamics, unconventional family, you know, what that looks like, what love looks like in your family, who you consider family. Those are like all of like the hard main points of the show. But yeah, I mean, there is some chaos.
Yeah, we celebrate life's craziest moments.
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
And that's wonderful. This is also an interactive show, you know, towards the end there, so folks can get involved.
Absolutely, and we encourage it. Stand up and dance. I mean, it's like, you know, it's hard not to sing along in some of these moments, so that's absolutely, you know, welcome to. We need that as actors, you know, on stage. We feed off of the audience's energy and presence just as much as they do from us. So hearing their feedback, hearing the moments that they find exciting or, you know, shocking, that's all the better for us.
And what you just described, this whole story of this family and all how they work together and everything, it's to the music of ABBA, but that was in the 70s. It's been a minute. So there are folks, obviously, your generation that doesn't mean anything to them, maybe. And maybe it does, but at the same time, that's, like I said, it's been a long time in the music of ABBA, but it holds up really well, especially in this context.
Absolutely. It's, I would say, very timeless.
Yes,
you
I
know?
think it's something that everybody can relate to. This is very generational. We look out into the audience and see multiple generations of women, of families. Everybody can still relate to that music, and I'd like to think that some of the young people, they still, whether they've seen the one tune at least, whether they've seen the movies, they've, yes.
Lay All Your Love, something.
Voulez-vous. There's got to be something that is ringing a bell in their ears, I would hope, but if not, maybe this is their first experience with it, and I think, you know, we see it out there. People are leaving with joy and happiness, and that's what we want.
And you're creating that sense of, you know, they might like the song that you performed, and then they want to keep that in their rotation,
right?
You know, because it really is, they're just, like you said, it's timeless, and it's just a wonderful show.
Yeah, we're really, really lucky to be a part of it, and you know, this legacy that is not only ABBA, but you know, Mamma Mia as a whole. We're really, really, really great.
I don't know how lucky you are. I think it was pretty predestined. I'm looking at her, looking at you.
So much
and I go,
talent.
You're perfect for the part.
So much talent.
Absolutely.
Triple, quadruple threats right here. Right here.
All right. Big thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending time with us. Continued success with the show.
Broadway at Richmond presents Mamma Mia. It is live on stage now through Sunday, December 15th at the Altria Theater. For a complete schedule, visit virginiathismorning.com.
I'm not a casting director. I could have cast those two. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see you on the other side.
Welcome back to our live show. You know this has happened to you at least once, especially if you regularly cut onions. You may begin to tear up. So wouldn't it be great to find a solution? Chef and caterer Andre Smith shares his kitchen hack. Then in less than 10 minutes, we're going to make his featured dish, tequila lime shrimp taco bowls. Hi, Andre. It is so good to see you again.
It's great to see you.
Where were you on Sunday when I was making soup and you would have thought that someone had just died? Because these were especially pungent onions. So what's going on? How can I prevent that from happening again?
Onions, they produce a gas. It's like a sulfuric gas. So when you're cutting an onion, of course, those gases, you know, explode in your eyes. They irritate your skin. They itch, things like that. There's two ways that I'm going to show you. And one way is a sharp knife.
Okay.
Using a sharp knife works.
Makes the process quicker too, right?
Does it work 100%? No, we're going to get to that. So I got a sharp knife here. I'm cutting onions. I'm not crying, you know.
I'm not crying either.
Definitely
especially
works.
because someone else is cutting the onions.
This is definitely a strong onion. This is just a regular yellow onion. Another trick is you can put it in the oven.
Okay.
You put that onion in the oven, you heat it up roughly 2 minutes, get it hot.
What temperature should the onion or should the oven be?
350.
350?
350.
Okay, so about 2 minutes in there. Warm it up a little bit.
Warm it up. And you're not gonna cry. So I'm gonna cut this in half.
There we go.
Yep.
And again, no tears. So that is the absolute best way to cut onions with no tears.
Best way is gonna be water and ice.
Okay.
Water and ice. You can refrigerate your onions overnight. 20 minutes, 30 minutes is fine. But if you put it in water and ice, you're not going to tear up at all.
Okay.
And it's going to take all that sulfuric acid away. I'm just going to cut these. I'm going to actually let you.
No tears. Okay, this is a great track record. So you said too that storage, you know, that is something that it comes into play whenever you are thinking about what might cause your eyes to tear up.
Oh yeah. Another thing is the way you breathe. You know, if you're breathing in with your nose, you're definitely going to take in all those gases. If you're breathing in with your mouth, you're not going to tear up as much. So those kind of things are going to...
Open mouth breathing while cutting the onions. That would be great.
Amazing.
Any particular onion that you found has more of that teary effect?
Usually the red onions are going to be a little bit more pungent if you're thinking about what's going to be the strongest. So yeah.
Oh, well, this is a great hack. We are all going to put it to use.
Yes.
Chef Andre is going to start prepping for the main dish. Continue chopping those onions, but not crying. His tequila lime shrimp taco bells are on today's Virginia This Morning menu. That will be coming up after the break. Mr. B, what's also coming up next?
I was thinking of that song I love, Little Baby Ducks, Old Pickup Trucks, and Onions. Our friends at the Virginia Lottery enjoy this time of year with the release of their holiday scratchers. CBS 6 and the Virginia Lottery are giving 2 lucky people the chance to win holiday scratchers. It's a big old prize pack valued at $200. Here are the details.
Visions of the perfect gift dancing in your head? Head to wtvr.com/scratchers and enter the Perfect Gift Holiday Scratchers Sweepstakes. You could win one of 2 fabulous Scratcher prize packs, presented by CBS 6 and the Virginia Lottery.
Save that date, Monday, December 16th. We will announce the first winner sometime between 9 and 10 a.m. and good luck.
This segment is sponsored by Winslow, McCurry, and McCormick.
Collaborative law offers a unique means of coming to a divorce agreement. Today, Erica McCormick, attorney with Winslow, McCurry, and McCormick, joins us to share a lot more. Erica, divorce is such a tough thing. To see the word collaborative in front of it, it's kind of counterintuitive, but it's very important, isn't it?
Absolutely, Bill. Thank you. Collaborative divorce is a completely different approach to the divorce process. What it does is have the parties agree to take the matter out of the hands of a court, out of contested litigation, and put it in the hands of the parties. So they can keep the matter out of court, reduce fees and costs, but more importantly, keep the focus on the new family that will be created once the divorce is complete. And one of the benefits that you get from collaborative divorce is you can bring on experts, financial neutrals, child experts. So you have other individuals other than the attorneys that help make up your team to support the family unit as it moves through the divorce. You have child experts that can help mom and dad come up with a parenting plan that's very unique to their own situation and factors and challenges. And you have a financial neutral that's going to come in, help you analyze what's going on with the financial picture for the family, what that looks like post-divorce, and really help you determine what are your best options. And the goal of all of it is to create an agreement that the parties can use, that they have had agency and ability to really tweak and tailor to their unique family. And frankly, it's going to be generally less expensive and faster than moving through contested litigation. The courts are pretty backed up. And so this is a way for parents and families to be able to move forward more quickly, but in a manner that's going to help facilitate a collaborative process where everybody is a stakeholder, has a role, and has genuine desire to reach a collaborative outcome. One of the really beneficial things is Richmond has a chapter of Collaborative Professionals of Richmond, and those are going to be all professionals that are certified, that have undergone the hours of training you have to go through to be collaboratively certified. And if you Google collaborativeprofessionalsofrichmond.com, you're going to find the attorneys in the area, as well as those child experts and financial neutrals that we talked about, that can help go ahead and give you that collaborative team if you're ready to move forward with that type of divorce.
So, Erica, a couple of questions. There's a group of people that this is what they do for a living. They do this 365. Are they attorneys? Are they, you said, financial folks? Or do they necessarily just do financial? It's both?
It's both. So a collaborative team is going to be made up of each party to the divorce, so a spouse and spouse's attorney, spouse's attorney. Okay. And so you're going to have 2 lawyers, and then you may also choose to bring in that financial expert that's going to be part of your team. And then you would also choose to bring in that child expert. Your child experts, your financial neutrals, those don't tend to be attorneys, but they are financially or collaborative certified professionals. So they have had to undergo the same training that the lawyers also had to undergo to understand the nuances of collaborative practice, because it's very different from litigation.
And does obviously this takes it out of the hands of the court, which is can be a plus. I'm just wondering the timeline on this. Does it take a shorter amount of time, a longer amount of time, about the same?
Absolutely. So you can certainly start collaborative divorce faster. So the Commonwealth of Virginia has a 1-year separation period if you have children under the age of 18 and you're proceeding on living separate and apart, or what you might call no-fault grounds. And so that's a year before you can even file anything in terms of an actual complaint for divorce with the court if you're getting divorced on no-fault grounds. Collaborative, you can start right away. You can schedule your meetings. You can work on your property settlement agreement. The goal would be you actually have that completed well in advance of your 1-year filing for the court. So when you go to file the complaint, you can file along your property settlement agreement that you came up with in the collaborative process. So in that respect, it's much faster. The benefit is also you can make it faster or slower depending on your individual family needs, because your team is in charge of scheduling those meetings and making the next steps work forward. But generally, yes, faster than waiting for a judge to make a decision.
Fantastic information, and I bet there's a lot of folks that didn't even know this existed, but of course you did. Thank you so much, Erica. Great information.
Bill, thank you, as always.
All right, Winslow, McCurry, and McCormick is located at 1324 Sycamore Square in Midlothian. For more information, give them a call at 804-423-1382 or visit them at wmmlegal.com. And Virginia This Morning is going to return after a quick break.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Just before the break, Chef Andre Smith shared his kitchen hack to prevent you from tearing up while cutting up an onion. I'm going to be doing that one a lot.
The ice water. That was great.
That was great.
Thank you, Andre.
And we're not crying.
No?
No, we are not.
Well, if I was cooking, then I'd be crying, but that's a different story. All right, let's get going on this. He's going to make one of his signature creations, tequila lime shrimp taco bowls. And before we even start on that, this this tequila over here is like top shelf. I think if you're cooking, you would use like something generic and
you're supposed to cook with what you like, right? I know at least for wine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
so
yes.
This is like, I can't even reach it. It's on such a top shelf. It's really nice stuff. So, all right. So let's get started.
All right. So my focus was a tequila lime shrimp bowl. A lot of times, you know, you go to different restaurants, things like that. Bowls are the trendy thing now. So eating healthy, you know, you want your proteins, you want your starches, and everything's right there, all in one packed bowl is your whole meal.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest focus. So just like your taco, I'm kind of deconstructing your taco and placing it right in a bowl. And what I'm going to use also that you're going to see is I'm going to kind of get untraditional, and I'm going to use the cabbage rather than your lettuce.
Okay.
So most
It's going to be a very different taste.
You can definitely use your lettuce. So here I'm going to use cabbage. Also, you know, you have to have your avocado. You have to have your avocado. And with the shrimp, what goes better, you know, hand in hand, tequila. You have to kick it up a notch.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
that tequila is going to bring that nice sweet flavor to those shrimp. So yeah.
So you've been marinating the shrimp in tequila?
Yes. So the spices that I've used in here.
Inebriated shrimp.
So I have salt and pepper. I have some garlic powder in there. I said cilantro, of course tequila, grapeseed oil. And I let that, a little bit of lime juice, and I let that marinate overnight. Got a smell to it.
Yes,
it's
it does.
Definitely, it's got a kick.
Yes, yes it does.
Of course, that alcohol's gonna cook right out of there.
You said a little bit of lime juice, and you've taught us before that the acid helps break down.
It does. It does. And it's just, you know, a nice half a lemon will do it, and a half a lime. We'll do it, and definitely we'll kick in the flavors, a nice fresh lime. So I'm gonna take our shrimp and I'm gonna sear our shrimp.
And shrimp is great because it doesn't take long for it to
doesn't.
go from
It doesn't.
refrigerator to being on your plate to eat. So
Yeah.
So
this
you
will be
told
a
us
quick,
before, have
quick
things
meal.
ready because the shrimp is quick.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, that's getting hot. Yeah.
Yes, so you want it very hot because you want to get a nice crisp to it. You want to get a nice sear to it. So this pan is definitely hot and it's rocking.
And we notice you're in the tails on.
Tails on,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
love it. I know, I kind of had a discussion with someone. When you have pasta dishes, you take the tails off. When you have salads, you take the tails off. But when you're eating them by themselves, you can keep the tails on.
Gives you a little handle.
But I love the tails on.
Okay.
What does it do to the dish?
It just presentation.
Yeah.
The biggest thing also for me, and I know there's some out there sitting, that when I get like steamed shrimp, I don't peel them all. Maybe that fourth shrimp, I may eat that shell.
Okay.
And I like that texture, so this is the fun part of the kitchen because, hey, if I want to leave the tails on, I will leave the tails on.
You're the chef. You can do what you want to do. You are driving this recipe.
Yes. So over here I have some cilantro lime rice. I have chickpeas. Some more avocado that I'm gonna build the bowl with.
And you've heated those up, so there's a little bit of that crisp on both the chickpeas and the rice.
Definitely.
Which it just adds so much when you put that step in.
Yes.
So these chickpeas are not the soft mushy. I like the taste. The texture bothers me sometimes. These are a little crispy.
Yes.
Gonna crunch.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Especially like when you're getting your hummuses and things like that, it's gonna be blended up. You're gonna get a nice little, kick, a little punch to that.
They almost look like popcorn at that point. They look great.
So the same seasonings that I use for the shrimp, I'm just gonna sprinkle on this. And we got that warm. And over here I have some queso.
Okay. Very
pico.
nice.
I have some corn, radish, sour cream, guac, some more cilantro. And I also have an avocado ranch that I made. I just made it with the Greek yogurt and a little onion powder, some cilantro, guacamole. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yes. All right.
And I notice you have not flipped these shrimp.
No.
So you don't ever do that?
I don't even want to look at them right now.
Okay.
So
We're not talking to you, Mr. Shrimp. You just keep doing
You
your
are
thing over there.
estranged from the shrimp.
So the biggest thing is you want a nice crust on those shrimp. And, it's just like the infomercials, set it and forget it. So you want to kind of, set the shrimp up for success.
Yeah.
And just forget about them because they're going to show you love in the end.
I know we're going to taste later, but I want to try some of this rice before we add everything else to it.
Doesn't that little crispiness add so much to the rice eating experience?
Texture.
Yeah.
Texture.
Yeah. That's
Texture.
so good. Okay, and now you are turning, and that was about what, 5 minutes?
Yes.
On one side.
Yep.
Okay. Those look great. Delicious.
So just as I thought, the rice alone is delicious.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
all by itself.
it has all of that flavor of all the spices that he put on the shrimp. Yum.
And the biggest thing, this dish is to your liking. So if you like your shrimp a little bit under, you can do that. So me, I like a nice crust. So definitely presentation, textures are big for me. So I'm definitely going to get that.
That's the best part,
I want that
I
sear
think.
to it.
Very nice.
So I'm just adding these chickpeas.
And then you don't really mix anything together. You just put it side by side by side. And that is a really pretty presentation.
Because when you start eating, you're going to put it together once you start eating. So I'm definitely...
And you can kind of choose your own adventure that way, too. If you want more tomato in one bite, you can do that. If you want more chickpeas.
So I'm going to add our pico. We're going to add our corn. This is the fun part, because you can do whatever. And you can add the pattern that you want, So.
If you wanted to go ahead and mix them, you could.
You could.
Yeah, it's up to you.
You could. You could do anything you want.
Yeah.
This is your dish.
There you go. That's why cooking is so much fun, right?
Yes.
You can even change the name of those chickpeas and call them garbanzo beans.
You could do that too.
You can do that.
Yeah, like, hey, you garbanzo, you. Get over there in your corner. All right. All right, we're going to take a little break here because he's going to keep going this, and then we're going to come back.
Yeah, Mr. B isn't a huge fan of shrimp, but I've identified my fork, and we'll do some quality control when we return from the break. Stay with us for the taste test. We'll see you after the break.
Love the recipes you see on the show? Visit virginiathismorning.com. Click on the Recipes tab and find your favorites to try out on your own.
Thank you for spending some time with us today. We're ending things in our favorite spot, right here in our kitchen.
Yeah, I am taste testing as we speak. Poor timing on my part. Chef and caterer Andre Smith's tequila lime shrimp taco bowls, and I can already just one bite in.
You haven't even got to the
I haven't gotten to the shrimp yet, but just these crunchy chickpeas.
Yes. Yeah, they're great.
So good. Thank you, Chef Andre, for coming in today.
My pleasure.
And the sauce, tell us again what is in this?
So this is a guac ranch. So this is Greek yogurt, garlic powder, and we have cilantro in there.
Pretty good, isn't it, Dave?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, wait a minute, a little on the side of your mouth.
I don't know.
Okay. Thank you to all our guests today. Thank you for watching. We really do appreciate it. Virginia This Morning returns tomorrow. I'll let her keep eating. 8:56 a.m. We hope you will join us then. Stay warm. Enjoy your terrific Thursday. And try this recipe. We'll put it on our website later today.
I taste the tequila, not the alcohol, but that flavor.
Oh, yeah.
2 thumbs up. Delicious. Thank you.
And a big happy birthday to my peanut, Catalina.
How old is Catalina today?
6 today.
6. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Birthday.
Fantastic. Catalina?
Catalina.
All right. Happy birthday, Catalina. Thank y'all for joining us. Don't be a wimp. Eat the swimp.
I'm going to eat another one.
Go ahead. Oh, she got it.